Nationalist MPs would vote in favour of staging a second Brexit referendum, one of the SNP's most senior figures has claimed. MEP Alyn Smith has warned leaving the EU will have a devastating impact on the Scottish economy, and he believes his Westminster colleagues would back a second vote on the terms of the deal if given the chance. Smith said, "Scotland voted on Brexit and our position was clear. We don't want leaving the EU to happen, we want to remain and we want that to be turned around for the whole of the UK. Whether there is a vote in the House of Commons, whether there is a second referendum on the terms of the deal, we're open to how that might happen." Alyn Smith MEP gives the passionate speech in the European Parliament. Image, European Parliament calls for a second referendum need to come from England because that is where it will be won or lost. That's where things needs to move. But I don't think there is any question where we'd be in Westminster if it came to that. Smith is one of a group of pro-Remain politicians pursuing a legal challenge on Brexit in the Scottish courts. The ultimate aim is to gain a European Court of Justice ruling that Article 50 can be withdrawn by MPs if they reject the final deal presented by the UK government. Scotland voted in favour of the UK staying in the EU by 62%, with all 32 council areas backing Remain. Smith was elected as Scotland's youngest MEP in 2004 at the age of 30, and went on to secure his place in the European Parliament twice, in 2009 and 2014. The former lawyer is a member of the SNP's National Executive Committee and he stood unsuccessfully in the 2016 depute leadership race. He added, "The EU has given us massive economic advantages, allowing us to upskill our population as well as delivering funding for infrastructure projects and securing workers' rights. The freedom for citizens to travel within the EU has also been incredible." Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson and prominent Vote Leave campaigner. Image, Reuters. People forget it wasn't long ago you needed a visa to get into all sorts of places. But for 30 years there has been a campaign to misrepresent the EU project. Boris Johnson was one of the first to misrepresent the whole apparatus as somehow complicated, far away, corrupt and inefficient. The truth is that it isn't perfect, but your local council isn't perfect, Holyrood isn't perfect. What the EU has done is to deliver huge advantages as a way of making sure that 500 million people are working together and talking together rather than, as we used to do in a European context, young men fighting after politics broke down. The European Commission employ less people than Glasgow and Edinburgh councils, so it is big but it's not that big. It has been hugely successful and Scotland is represented at every part of the process. When you look at the increase in food prices and lost economic growth since the EU referendum, there is no doubt that people are already poorer as a result of the vote. The reality of Brexit hasn't dawned on a lot of people and it grieves me because people need to know what is coming or they won't realise that we need to turn it around.